Hello YouTube, welcome back. A bit of a different video today. I feel like whenever I start my vlogs I'm on walks recently, but that's just because I'm dieting. Today I want to do a bit of a different video and talk about the things that I stopped doing and the things that I started doing to actually help with my health, to get my health better. And some of the things are going to probably be very obvious, but the other things I probably won't. Some things you probably won't realise how much they affect your health. So I'm going to run through all these with you today. I'm just finding a nice spot in the park to sit down and then I'll talk you through it all, because my arm hurts when I just walk and talk. But obviously back in my park in the creek, weather's beautiful, the sun is shining. It's like 5 p.m. now, so it's a little bit cooler, but recently it's been so hot. So let me find a spot where it's not too loud either, or the sun is shining on me, and I'll catch you there. Okay, so absolute chaos trying to find somewhere to sit. Over there they're cleaning, the jet washing the kids' playground, because it's Dubai obviously. Then the mosque started playing, and now these guys over here are doing something in the ground, so it's as good as it gets. But I made a note of some things that I wanted to run through today, and the reason why I've made a note is because I really sat and thought about this, and I didn't want to miss anything. So let's start. Some of the things that you might not think about is things like people pleasing. I actually stopped people pleasing and pouring out of an empty cup, because it's exhausting. It really is exhausting. And I find that people with hashies were often people that can't say no. We're people pleasers. We are people who, you know, want to achieve like good things, great things, and we just never stop. We're always go. So something that I incorporated 2025, that was my goal, to stop people pleasing, and I definitely have. I prioritize myself a lot more. You have to become more selfish, and for somebody like me who, you know, I'm a very kind and generous person and I like to do things for other people, it was quite difficult to do. But ever since I've done that, I don't feel as stressed. I don't feel like I'm pouring out of an empty cup. Like, if people are going to get in the mood with you because you cancel plans or because you put those boundaries in place, they are not your people. So it's something that is difficult to start doing, but once you do it, it's honestly life-changing. So people pleasing, putting boundaries in place, they all kind of fall under the same category. I also stopped caring about what people think, because as humans, naturally, we care about what other people think, right? I don't care what anybody says. At some point in their life, they've been worried about what they wear, or people going to judge them, or if they post this picture. Like, that's just natural. I've got out of the habit of that, and not just in terms of, you know, wearing what I want or posting what I want, but also from the perspective of when going out for food, for example, right? I'm gluten and dairy free. I'm no longer scared to tell people that are with me, or the waiters. Like, at first I used to find it really embarrassing, and I see this over and over again with my clients. They say, you know, they choose to eat gluten and dairy when they're out because they feel the pressure and they're scared and they're worried what people are going to think. If your friends or family make a comment, they are not good people, and that is the harsh truth. And I don't care how it sounds. It might sound like I'm being dicky, but they're being dicky to you. Just because you choose not to eat gluten and dairy, you choose not to drink on a night out, is your choice. And if you're getting judged for that, it's just a reflection what sort of people they are. Because, you know, I hate the saying when it's like, why are you not drinking? You're so boring. Well, why are you drinking? Like, you're boring. Do you know what I mean? I can have a good time without alcohol. And that is something that I've just don't care about anymore. Like, I do me. I do it for me. It doesn't affect you. So why are you complaining? You can still eat gluten, dairy and drink alcohol. It's me that chooses not to, because I feel good. So gluten and dairy thing is not an issue for me anymore. You know, I just don't feel great when I have it, because I've not had it for so long now, and I like it to feel good and like it when my body feels good. And same with alcohol. Like, I'm not saying I don't drink. I do. I actually drank this weekend. But I don't binge drink. I don't drink multiple times a week. I don't even drink weekly. I drink once a month, maybe at the max. If it's the summer, I can go months without drinking as well, and I can go out and have a good time. And again, if you are the sort of person who can't go on a night out or to socialise and not drink, again, I might sound dicky, but that might be a problem, because you should be able to have a good time. And if you're relying on alcohol for a good time, then you need to look a little bit deeper, or look at the people that you surround yourself with. I went out last weekend with the girls. 2 or 3 of us didn't drink, the rest did. Not one person asked why I'm not drinking. Not one. They don't care. We're all having a good time. We're all providing energy. We're all providing a good time, right? I can dance my shoes off, put my dancing shoes on and dance the night away, is what I'm meant to say, without having alcohol, because I'm a happy, fun person and I enjoy it. So, like, if good music's good, if the company's good, why should I need to drink and make myself feel worse? I save it for special occasions, because then it loses its touch. And obviously that definitely helps with the health side of things. Another thing I stopped doing is comparing myself to other women. Easy done, we all do it, especially as females. Males do it as well, but as females, we compare ourselves to the other person. Everybody's on a different journey, and this is something that I had to really overcome, because all my life I've never had any health issues. Body was always so responsive, and I was always, more or less most of my life in good shape. Never been really out of shape, maybe a little bit fluffier. And then as soon as my hormonal issues started, putting on muscles a little bit harder, I feel like I know I can achieve a different physique, but my body just doesn't want to play ball. And I'd compare myself to other women. I'm like, okay, well, she didn't have Hashimoto's, she doesn't have hypothyroidism, she doesn't have mycotoxin problems. We can't compare our journey to somebody else's, because we're all very different individual humans, and we all go through different things in life. This is why it's good to surround yourself with people who also are in the same boat as you. All my clients are all in my group chat with thyroid problems, and they understand one another. I created my Her Health community as well for women with hormone problems, with the live talks and everything. And it's just nice because they understand each other. So having people in the same boat as you and not comparing yourself to people who you see on social media, because a lot of people edit the photos and the videos, and you don't know what they're going through. Do you know what I mean? You don't know if they're healthy, if they're not. So there's just absolutely no point, and comparison is a thief of joy. So let's stop doing that. Another thing for me was I used to ignore stress, and not just somebody annoying me, like general stress of putting my body through bad relationships, bad people around me. It was impacting me more than I ever thought. If you're stressed, you're in fight or flight, your heart is racing, your body's inflamed, and taking myself out of a stressed state really, really helped me. And it's something that is so overlooked, because we live in such a fast-paced world, in a fast-paced society, especially places like Dubai and cities like London, for example. It's just quick, go, and you don't even realise that you're stressed 90% of the day, and it's not healthy for you, and you're losing hair, and all these things start happening. You lose your cycle, and stress literally kills us from the inside out, and I will stick by that. Another thing that I stopped doing is attaching emotions to the scale weight, because scales fluctuate on a normal day for a normal person. For a female, they fluctuate even more. For a female with hormone problems, they fluctuate even more. I used to get so upset when my weight was up like a kilo overnight, and I'm like, I did nothing different. Well, if I did nothing different, still did all my usual things, and my weight is a kilo up, it's not fat gain, it's water retention and inflammation. So detaching myself from the scales, because it affected my mood, it affected my confidence, and it affected my self-worth. Whereas now I don't care. Do you know what I mean? It takes time to get there, but it can definitely be done. Another thing that I stopped doing is relying on caffeine, and I feel like this is something that people do a lot. I feel like coffee and caffeine is just a day-to-day thing now. I used to be a caffeine junkie. I used to drink coffees, Monsters, and pre-workout all before like 1 o'clock. And then I used to, Jesus Christ, I used to fall asleep midday. And I was like, I've had so much caffeine. Yeah, a little bit too much, so I had a crash. And caffeine alone isn't going to help you. If you are relying on caffeine, that means there are some issues that you need to fix. Because if you're getting these energy dips so much, it could be your thyroid, it could be your blood sugars, there could be so many things wrong with that. So we are not here to raise your cortisol even more through the roof. We want to stabilise your energy levels naturally. I probably have 1 coffee a day, if that. And every now and again I'll have like a C4, which is like an energy drink, every now and again. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. Another thing I stopped doing is undereating, because I've been there. When I was competing, I used to undereat a lot. And it's not that I thought eating less gets you results, but I was actually scared to eat more, because when it comes to thyroid problems, we know that if you've got thyroid problems that you will naturally, my hair's pissing me off, sorry guys, you naturally lose weight a lot slower and the weight creeps up. So I was so scared at the beginning of my journey to increase my calories. I was eating 1,600 calories. And just for reference, like, I'm 5'3", and I was probably about 60 kilos at the time, and I was eating 1,600 calories for about a year or two. And my weight maintained, and it was slightly creeping up, but it wasn't coming down. And that's because my body was just stressed and I was under fueling massively. And I see this over and over again with ladies who come to me, clients and people. I'm eating 1,500 calories. Bearing in mind, I was 60 kilo, and most women, you know, because I'm quite short, weigh 70, 80 kilos. That is not enough food. Soon as I started eating more, I remember I slowly increased my food and ended up being on like 2,000, 2,100 calories. My weight stayed the same. Why am I eating 1,600 calories when I can eat 2,000 and remain the same weight? Granted, I'm in a deficit now, but I had to get to a position where my body felt safe to lose the weight. So that was one thing that was really challenging. And coming from a competitive background, where I used to compete and, you know, diet quite strictly, it was a mental battle. And I feel like I can admit it myself, you need support around it, especially when you come from an environment where your previous coach or somebody has told you to eat such low calories. It is hard to get your head around, but you need to trust that person. And I've been there myself, so I completely understand. And also overtraining and recovery. Again, coming from a competitive background, I would train 5 days a week and then do cardio 5-6 times a week. That was a big hurdle for me to overcome, because I was so used to it, and I thought, you know, you need to train 5 times a week, you need to kill yourself in the gym, you need to do cardio. My mindset has massively changed from that. I was just brainwashed into the bodybuilding culture, where, you know, that's all that got said. You have to do more, you have to do this cardio. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm here to tell you that no, you do not at all. And guess what? I train 4 times a week now. I do 10,000 steps and 0 cardio, and I've lost 5 kilos in 11 weeks on not even low calories. I'm well above 1,500. Because if you are running on stress and caffeine and under eating and overtraining, your body's not going to change. It just isn't. It's as simple as that. And you're going to be wrecked. You're not going to recover properly. And actually, what I found mentally hard was, what am I going to do with the spare time? There's so much you can do. I can go for a walk. I can go meet a friend in the hour or two that I would normally go to the gym. I utilize my time differently now, and I actually use it to do things that I enjoy and to relax more, rather than being just go, go, go all the time. Yeah, what else did I do? I used to have the all or nothing mindset as well. That was massive for me. Again, coming from a bodybuilding background, it was all or nothing. You either do it or you don't. No. I have changed my mind about this massively. The all or nothing mindset only keeps you stuck and restricted. And you start to believe that you can't go out for social events, you can't go out for food, you've got to track everything to the gram, and you become a recluse, and you become obsessive. And then it's not healthy for your mind or your body. What I do now, even when I'm dieting, more so, I'm dieting, I go out at least once for a meal a week, sometimes twice, breakfast, maybe dinner, lunch. I've drank maybe 3 times in total over the space of the last 12 weeks. Because we've had social events, and guess what? Our weight is still coming down. You don't have to become a recluse and a hermit crab and stay indoors and do nothing, because you're going to hate the journey, and it's not sustainable or maintainable long term at all. So the all or nothing mindset is something that a lot of people struggle with as well. Like, well, you know, it's either I don't have a biscuit or I have a pack of 10. Why? Who decided on that? You decided on that because you have no self-control. So it's working on that as well, I think, is really important. And that helped my health massively, because if you're all in, it's unhealthy. And if you're all out, it's also unhealthy, right? So it's swings and roundabouts, that you can't be both. Another thing I did was cut toxic people and people that don't serve me out of my life. Now, this is a very hard one to do, because people might be your friends, your family, your partners. But as I said before, and I'll keep saying it over and over again, you have to be selfish. If people are not serving you, if you feel anxious or angry or some type of way around people, they are not good for your health. And I've mentioned this on a podcast before, and I think I've spoke about it in a previous vlog actually, where if you're a woman and you're constantly getting thrush or BV from your partner, this is your body rejecting them. I don't care what anybody says. You can have your opinion. This is my opinion. Your body's rejecting them. If you are constantly around people and you leave that circle feeling drained and exhausted and in a bad mood, they are not for you. Your body knows before you do. Your body is so smart. It will snoop out the bad people in your life before you do, and you'll start getting certain symptoms, whether it's, in the female area or whether you have skin problems. I've seen it over and over again, and when I spoke about it on my podcast, I had so many women message me saying, like, oh my god, this is so true. It is. Your body is smart, so don't ignore it. And one more thing that I wanted to add is routine. Routine heals you. If you have a chaotic routine or no routine at all, your body is not going to like it and your body is not going to cooperate with you. I used to be so bad for this. I either would wake up, have a coffee, go to the gym, not eat, come back, get to work, or I would literally wake up and open my laptop straight away and my phone. Jeez, I would be so stressed and I would be anxious from literally 10 minutes of me opening my eyes, if not even 2 minutes if I looked at my phone. Whereas now, I wake up, I don't touch my phone for the first half an hour at least. I do my skincare, I do my breath work or meditation, which I have been slacking with recently, to be fair. I've just been enjoying taking time out from it for a while, but going for a walk instead. Putting on a podcast, putting on some affirmations, putting on something that brings value to my life. 20-minute walk in the morning, relaxed, deep breathing, go home, eat, then open my laptop, then look at my phone. Because if there is something on your phone, like an email or a message or whatever from somebody, first thing in the morning, and it's going to annoy you, your heart rate's going to go up and you're just going to have a bad day for the rest of the day. So protect your energy, protect your peace, and do what you need to do to have a good routine that keeps your nervous system regulated and that keeps you calm, because you are your top priority. If you're not healthy, you cannot help others, you cannot help your family, you cannot help your children, you cannot help your partner. So we need to be selfish. And I used to think, other people come first in my life, my clients come first, my family come, no they don't. I'm sorry, if you're a client or if you're a family member, you don't come first, I come first. And it might sound like a selfish dickhead right now, but it's working for me, and I felt the best I ever have because I am being selfish. And I used to feel guilty for it, and sometimes I do still in certain situations, but it's a learning curve and we're always learning in life, right? So as I said, a bit of a different vlog today, and I hope you take away something from it. And it's not just linked to hashies or hypo, it's linked to anything health related, just your body as a whole, right? And just to show you something, look, kids are playing in the park, stuff like this makes me so happy. People just, look, promote an email. People are just so happy here. Yeah, boy. In Dubai, we believe, the UAE, woo. Anyway, guys, I'm getting a bit warm here now, so I'm going to wrap this up. I've been chatting for way too long anyway, and I'll see you next week. Adios.